Welcome to this lecture. My name is Mark Scythian. The date today is August 25th, 2025. So in this lecture, we're dealing with the multi-loop circuit principle. And here's an example with two different battery voltage sources. So the question asked to solve for currents 1, 2, and 3. So we first have to, number one, define the circuit overview. So we have the left loop flowing from A, B, C, then D and A. So if you pause the video and trace the circuit, you can see that left loop. And then we have the right loop, which is E, F, C, D, E, with the 6 ohm shared resistor between nodes C and D. So then we have the batteries, 14 volts from A to E and 10 volts from F to B. And then current 1 is current from A to B to C. That's through the 4 ohm resistor. And then we have the current number 2, the current from E to F to C through the 2 ohm resistor. And then lastly, we have current 3, I3, current from C to D through the 6 ohm resistor. So that is shared by both loops. So if you look at the schematic and follow the circuit overview, you see the correlations of the left and the right loop behaviors. So then we go on to step number 2, and this is to apply Kirchhoff's laws. So in this case, we could start with the left loop. That's A to B to C to D to A. So we can write the equation as the positive 14 volts minus 4 times the current I minus 6 times the current 3 is equal to 0. So that will be equation number 1. A and B correlate to each other. And then we have the right loop, E to F to C to D to E. And then we have 10 volts, positive 10 volts minus 2 times current 2 minus 6 times current 3 is equal to 0. So that will be equation 2. And C and D correlate to each other. And then for E, or the fifth point, we have the junction at node C along with currents entering node C, along with current 1 and 2, and then along with current leaving node C. So we put all these together. We then finalize that as I1 is equal to I2 plus I3, and that will be equation 3. So now we isolate these and keep them as reference. Next is to substitute and solve. So we can substitute equation 3 into equations 1 and 2. So we bring 1, 2, and 3 back. And then we write the equation 14 volts minus 4 I1 minus 6 times the quantity sum of I1 plus I2. And then we can just simplify that into 14 volts minus 4 times I1 minus 6 times I1 minus 6 times I2. So then we write equation 4, which is actually 14 minus 10I minus 6I2 is equal to 0. And then we follow suit and write 10 volts minus 2I2 minus 6I1 minus I2. And then we simplify that just to 10 minus 6I1 minus 8I2 equal to 0. So we can pull off the V on the first equation. So we just have 14 volts minus 10I1 minus 6I2, 0. So just to simplify the equations, we can then multiply equation 4 by 4. And then equation 5 by 3. So now we go into the subtract mode, as in the example as listed here. So when we simplify, I1 becomes a value equal to 1.18 amps. So then we substitute into equation 4, and we get a value of current 2 is approximately equal to 1.97 amps. And then we can use equation 3, which is the sum of currents 1 and 2. So then this equates to 3.15 amps as the current for I3, or the third current. So final answers for the question are as follows. We have I1 is 1.18 amps, I2 is 1.97 amps, and I3 is 3.15 amps. Thank you for watching this lecture, and have a great day.